Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to restart again. I think Facebook is hating me today. And my screen's looking really weird. Hi guys, tell me if my screen is looking really weird because it looks weird to me. It's not that bad, huh? Okay. Thank goodness. I apologize, guys. Facebook is hating me today. This is like the worst ever it's done to me. Like, what is up with that? Yes, we're back. I know, hide and seek. I'm telling you what. I'm going to give Facebook a spanking for being bad. I'm just kidding. Don't I wish? No. What am I doing? Okay. I'm just going to wait for everybody to pop back in real quick. I am so sorry. Facebook is totally misbehaving today. Been bad. Okay, so where was I at? So I had my two pieces of 12 by 12 paper. I went ahead and cut them both at the same time at 8.5 8.5 inches. So now we have two at 8.5 by 12. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and score one of these at a time. Is my screen looking weird or is it just me? It just seems darker in here all of a sudden. I don't know what's up with that. Well, it did get a little bit cloudy out, so who knows? Okay. So this is what I do. I am going to score both of these papers at 1, and I'm going to score it very lightly. So okay. Well, I was going to try to. I'm going to score it lightly at 1 inch. Okay. And then I'm going to flip it around and then score it at 1 inch. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Just remember, do it lightly. Don't get crazy on it now. Don't get crazy. Ah! I must have something on my board. Okay, that's weird. Let me try this again. Oh my goodness, I swear, thank goodness this is going to me. What? Okay. Then another thing I like to do is I'm going to do this on one of the corners so far, okay? I'm going to turn this back horizontally and on the 12-inch side, and I'm going to score it again at 1 inch. Okay? So, now on the opposite side of the page, I'm going to go ahead and apply my tape and glue, as I always do. And here comes one of the tricks that I learned from Tamara and Patty. Okay. You'll see in just a second. We're not there yet. Okay, so since I don't have really thick tape, I'm going to go ahead and apply 2 little pieces here to marry these 2 together. Actually, let me do 3. Let me get crazy now. Let me get crazy. Anything that's hanging over, cut it off because you don't want them to see that. Now, this is where I go crazy, okay? I am going to burnish this really hard, okay? I want to make sure that my binding, my cover sticks together, sticks like glue, okay? If you don't do this right, it will come apart once you are folding it together, okay? Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply some glue. And I always like to keep these in a very straight line. That way, when I'm attaching the two pages together, I don't have to worry about it being crooked. Okay. Then I'm going to line up my score lines and go right here on this little edge here, right to the edge of my tape. And I'm like, seriously, guys, hate to use a word, really anal retentive about this, okay? Very anal. Because I've had it where books have come apart and I go through all this stuff, waste all this tape and glue, and, now I don't have that issue anymore. This is one of the tricks I learned from Tamra that was Patty's. So I love this. This is what I do to keep my seam from cracking at all. I use a very thin line of glue. That's what I love about this tip. If you go over, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Nobody's perfect. Then you're going to take your finger and you're going to rub it down. And this will dry clear, okay? I just rub it in here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, I don't know if she does this part of it, but she does. Patty puts glue, and we'll get to that part, right along these little edges here, and so does Tamra. But I like to go one step further by doing it right here. Just to make sure that they don't crack. Okay. And it dries so fast that, see, it didn't stick. We're all right. Okay. I know I have these weird little quirks, but I wouldn't be myself if I weren't quirky. Okay. Now, normally I would use a whole thing of score tape. Okay, because, and this is another thing you really need to be very anal retentive about. And I hate using that word, but that's the best way to describe it. She does sell sheets of score tape, which are actually the best to use because you can cover more area quicker and save yourself a little bit of money and less time. Save yourself some time. But unfortunately, I'm running low on score tape. So I'm going to have to do this a little, shall we say, ghetto? I don't know if you want to call it that. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start taping my corners. Okay. I do not suggest you do what I'm doing. I would cover the entire thing with tape and use glue because you will get air gaps and you do not want that. Okay. That will cause bubbling in your cover. Even in bookbinding, when you're sewing the pages and all that kind of stuff, and they use a glue to do their covers, you can get bubbling. And with tape, that prevents the bubbling. It really does. So, guys, don't do what I'm doing. Don't do it. Cover it all with tape. Okay, one more time. Again, I'm going to burnish this in really good. I'm going to do it pretty hard. I don't want any bubbles or gaps. Okay. I'm going to pull off one end. And again, I'm going to burnish those back in down here and keep going on. That was weird. Okay. Now, I will say that I used this glue that Tamara sent me the other day. It was the, hold on, the Express glue. And honestly, the stuff worked pretty amazing when I was doing my cover, okay? Because again, I had to, but I wouldn't suggest this. I really prefer the art glitter glue, but because I have these gaps, I need to make sure that this glue fills those gaps. And it comes out thicker, and it's kind of runny, and it's messy, but it worked for me. So I'm just going to attempt that today. So again, I'm going to, and this is why I made these lines already. So now I know exactly where to place it, and it is not going to be crooked. Oops, hold on. Okay. I'm just going to burnish it in there. And see, you're going to see some glue coming out. Wipe that up. And then I'm going to do it again on this side really good. See, I see a bubble. I'm telling you, that's why I don't like doing this. I did smooth the bubble out, but like I said, the tape works better. Okay. Now this is what I like to do. I'm going to wipe up, well, hold on. Wipe up a little more of this glue. There we go. I like to go ahead and get my page prepared when I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to fold it over like this and line it up. And just lightly kind of score, not even score it, just lightly fold it over. But that already lets me know, and I don't know, it just makes it easier for me to put the page together. I do add a piece of score tape like Tamara does right here. Okay. I'm going to burnish that in. And then I'm going to prepare this the same exact way I did the other one. Y'all are so quiet. Have y'all eaten lunch yet? Are y'all hungry? Oh, thank you, Lori. Okay. If there's anything hanging over, I'm going to cut it off. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and line this back up here. And I really like to use my score pal to my advantage. I really do. I like to really line it up to make sure that everything is straight. And you can do that. Okay, that was weird. Okay. I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing. And just apply the glue the same way I did a minute ago. But I'm going to get out one of my little tool friends that I use often. This is a perfect trim ruler. I'm going to show you what I'm going to use it for in about 2 seconds. Oops. If you have any tape hanging over, go ahead and get rid of it now. Push it back over onto the top. And I'm going to get that glue on here. And I love using a little bit of glue on the corner so that I can move it. I have a little bit of moving room. Now I take my, oops, what, there's something on there. Glue. I take my art glitter glue and I'm going to put it right here. Oh, oops, not on there. Right there, just for the moment. I'm going to take my little ruler and I'm actually going to put it down there. I know, kind of yucky, but where did I get the yellow ruler? I think I got it off of eBay like years ago. And I'm sure they still have them, but I think it's called, I'll get you the thing in just a second. I'm just going to line it up and again take that out. It's called perfecttrimruler.com. I think they still exist, so I think we're pretty good on that. I may have even gone to perfecttrimruler.com. I don't remember. When I was in bookbinding, they suggested it at college. Just going to wipe up that glue real quick because I don't want any bulk in there. It's okay. Use your bone folder to clean it up a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this last piece. But let me move this out of the way real quick. Oh, hold on. Another weird trick that I like to do is if you can see that there's a little bit of bend in this chipboard, okay? And that usually happens with all chipboard. What I like to do is have the bendy side out, okay? And it just kind of makes more sense. I don't know why that is, but I just do that. So that they're not kind of weird when your book is closed. Keeps them more cohesive. Where did my, oh, there it is. You made up one of your own. You glued 2 pieces of chipboard together and used that. Oh, that's a good idea, Sherry. That's a really good idea. I never would have thought of that. And Barbara did that too. Where have I been all this time that I didn't even think about that? Oh well. I used to use my ruler, but the ruler is so big and clunky. Because my ruler is about the same width as that perfect ruler, but like when you're using it, you're like, the thing's huge. So I just gave up on using that. Uh-oh. It's trying to lift. Hold up. There we go. I'm going to pull all these off again. I know I'm taking forever, guys. Okay. Again, I'm going to use my scoreboard as my little template to line up straight. I'm going to get my glue on here. This time I'm going to use my finger. I did a little bit too much glue there. So I'll go ahead and, yeah, I did. Ooh, I got crazy. That's why I like that metal tip. But, hey, it is what it is. All right, hold on. I got to get this off my hands. Ick. Okay. There we go. Again, I'm going to line it up. Move this over a bit. Flip it over and burnish it in. Yeah, I really don't know if I like using the glue, this kind of glue as much as art glitter glue. It's very thick, causing a lot of bubbles, but that's okay. It is what it is right now. Okay. I would use 1/8 inch score tape. I messed up. You're supposed to put another piece of score tape right there. I apologize, guys. Okay. Now I can go ahead and cut some of this extra paper off here because you know what? I don't need it. It's just going to get in my way. I need at least 1 inch left. Okay. So I'm going to line this up here, or attempt to. Let me see how that looks. I still could take off a little bit more. Okay. Then you can trash that other stuff. Actually, I still can go a little bit more. I apologize, guys. I should have looked at it before I put this up. There we go. That's good. Now, I get my perfect trim ruler. You don't have to do this. I line it up, and then this allows me to know where I'm going to cut off my paper. So that I don't have any mistakes. But you definitely don't have to use one of these to do this. You could wing it. Yes, Sherry, you definitely want one of the doll cutters. You do. Dolly. I never pronounce it right. And then I'm just going to cut off, cut where I made my little line there and cut that off. Okay, I'm going to prepare my corners. So I go ahead and do that really quick. So what I do is I kind of just take the tip of my bone folder and I kind of push it in a little bit. I'm just preparing it. In fact, this seems kind of maybe a little bit more cut off. Huh. Okay. There we go. And I do the same thing on all my little corners. goodness. Apparently I can't see today. Totally missed my lines. Let me see if I did any more like that. Yep. Okay. Okay, guys, I promise I'm going to invest. I have a question on making the covers of a certain type of paper to use. Tamara does sell a really amazing artisan cardstock that works wonderfully for your albums. And this time I used this is a paper I don't suggest. Um, the 12 by 12 by Hobby Lobby. I don't suggest that. A lot of times it will crack. But this album is just for myself, so I'm not as concerned. Um, but that's definitely something you want to take into consideration when you're selling. Okay, sorry. So now I'm going to move my scoreboard out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and start taping around my book. This is another thing this is good for. And again, I wouldn't have any gaps, but since I use glue, I'm not as concerned about the gaps on this portion. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and burnish it in so I don't forget. I'm just going to go around the whole entire frame. Yes, I do like using this. I do like using the heavy cardstock from Hobby Lobby. But the 12 by 12, I don't think it comes in heavy cardstock, which is a bummer. I don't know why. The way they sell paper is they're in huge, huge sheets. And so they have to cut them down to be 12 by 12. They don't come that size. They come like ginormous pieces. And I only know this because of going to some paper warehouses in Richardson. When I was in bookbinding, we had to take a little trip and check out some papers. And, you know, so you have to pay for someone to cut them down to 12 by 12. Or you could do it yourself. But, you know, before my dolly cutter, I didn't even have a way to cut anything down to 12 by 12. Okay. Yeah, as y'all can see, I'm running out of my tape. It's almost gone. Yep, that was it. Okay, I'm going to have to get out my little 1/8 inch tape. Ah, always entertaining for today. Yes, I love Cartabella cardstock too. Echo Park now has solid cardstock too that Tamara sells. So, but I really love the artisan. Okay. So now I'm just going to make sure everything is burnished in again. Okay, normally I would put tape here too. Okay, but since I am running very low, I'm not going to. I'm just going to go ahead and go on straight with my glue. But like I said, I would use tape. Okay, I forgot to mention this. This is one thing I like to do is kind of prepare it. I just go around all my little sides. Hopefully y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. I know this is a big piece. Okay, so now I have all my corners ready to go on my sides. And then this is the other trick that Patty has. Whoops. Come on, work with me now. And this helps prevent the cracking on the sides of your albums. Is to do your art glitter glue a real thin line right along this edge here on all your 4 sides. And then I just kind of, and I use glue here too, okay? I straight up do. And then I just start pushing it up. And I get my bone folder and I just flatten that out. Then I lightly start rubbing it in this little space here. I'm just rubbing it, kind of working it in there, and come up slowly. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Work it in there. Sorry if I'm missing any questions. Hold on. Exactly what are you doing to the corners? Okay, when I would say, I don't know if you want to call it mitering. I think that's what they kind of call it. You miter your corners and then you kind of mash them up in there. You're going to see it in just a second. See how I have this, and I don't know if you can barely tell, but I have like this extra little space of paper that's kind of folded over here. I'm going to push that little fold in. Okay, push it in, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my glue. I'm going to get it right there in that little line there. And you know what? I just messed up. Hold on, guys. I better do this quickly before that dries. Hold on, guys. I shouldn't have done that. I like to do these first. I'm going to do the same thing here real quick. This is when you got to work speedy fast because you goofed. You want your glue to dry. Oh, I saw that piece. Okay. And again, I'm going to push it up. This one I got to work fast. Rub it in good. Get your sides too. The other thing I forgot to mention over here, same thing. And then again, we're going to push up that edge. I'm going to apply a little bit of glue there first. Just push it on in. And that way your corner is covered with paper so it won't be naked. Same thing there. And I'm going to have to reapply glue because I wasn't fast enough. And I don't like doing that because it will bunch up. That's okay. I just push it up and then push down. And I do it really hard. Again, smooth that edge where you have that line of glue. Same thing over here. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I got a lot of glue stuck on my hands. That's what I have today. Alrighty. Same thing. Push it up. Really hard. Here you go. Burnish that in. Then we still have that one edge that we didn't do. See what happens if you do not go into that little crack? It will bend up and create a pocket. You don't want that. So you're going to take your bone folder and again, lightly, don't go crazy now because you'll rip the paper. Just gently fold that baby in there. And you're going to do the same thing on this one. Slowly get it in there. And if the paper is lifting at all, go ahead and start burnishing it down. Now you should be able to my goodness, I got some glue over here. I don't know how I did that. Okay. So now we have our cover. The only thing we have to do now is do our inside piece here. Again, we're going to take our 12 by 12 piece of paper, and you should have, hopefully this will work. Let me look here. That's weird. Hold on 1 second, guys. What did I do with my extra 12 by 12 paper? That's very bizarre. Oh, oh well. Okay, so if my paper, I would normally use my extras, but apparently I lost it somewhere. I had 2 of these and one of them disappeared. So I don't know. Anyway, you're going, if your page is 6.5, we're going to cut it to 6 3/8. Yes, that's just right under the 1/2 inch line. And I'm going to have to take, again, probably 2 of these. Let me see what this one is. That's too small anyway. Well, I'm going to need to do the same thing. Use 2 12 by 12s. And cut it. We're almost there, guys. I know, right? Am I going crazy here? Okay, I'm just making sure this is straight. And I can't really see. Okay. And if I did this right, which I did, it should be what the crooked. Okay, it looked crooked. That was really weird. No. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did last time. Just marry these two pieces of paper so that I can cut off my excess. Is the cardstock from, I think it's smooth. I think there's like a slight texture to it, but it's not like regular linen. As you can see, I made that crooked. I have to fix that. Can't have that. Okay. I'm going to burnish it in and then cut off my excess. How high does the temp have to be? I just know it has to be above freezing. So I think it should be getting pretty close to that point where we should be able to get it back in. Tamara said she was going to check on it for us, so yay, I hope we get more soon. I'm going to use my glue again. And again, I'm going to do that same thing where I do my little line there. And rub it into the seam. Glenda, you said you have a quick question on making the covers, a certain type of paper to use. Like I said earlier, I like to use the Hobby Lobby heavy cardstock or Tamara's. Actually, Tamara's is better. It doesn't crack. Would be the Artisan cardstock that is Country Craft Creations brand. Let me see. Yeah, the craft paper is the best with Hobby Lobby. That it doesn't have the cracking, but I do love the color of Tamara's. It's a nice color. Okay, so now we can kind of guesstimate. And again, this is where my little chalk comes in handy. Where to cut my paper. I always leave about 1/8 inch from the edge. More like 1/16. Don't let me lie. It's not really an eighth of an inch. About a 16th of an inch. So now I can go ahead and approximately get where my cut line is. I know that I want to get it maybe a little bit inside. Maybe a little more. Let me see if this gives me measurements. Let's see. So we're at about 17 inches. Let's just make sure that's right. I'm going to cut it. And And then you can just throw that other piece away. Does the glue on the seam make a shiny line? No, not really. The other one does. This express glue is very shiny, almost like gloss, but not the art glitter glue. Yep, so 17 inches is perfect, guys. Perfect. Absolutely. Okay. Guys, I'm going to grab some more tape. I don't think I can completely do this with 1/8-inch tape. That would take me eternity. Give me 1 second. Okay, again, I really think that the 8.5 by 11 sheets from Camera Store, the score tape, work way better than using all this tape right here. This really just kind of, where's your tape down? Okay, so let me move that out of the way. I'm just going to go ahead and line this whole thing up with tape. Oh, where would you buy the skinny pieces of chalk? I do not know. I think you can probably get these from Hobby Lobby. But I do know that they have chalk markers that may work a little bit better if you can find a thin chalk marker. Bye, Sherry. Okay. My goodness. Again, I wouldn't leave any gaps. I'm only doing this because I don't have a choice. Honestly. And this time, when I'm placing this on here, I'm going to use the art glitter glue. I'm not going to use that express glue. It's just really messy and it causes too much bubbling, whereas the art glitter glue doesn't do that. Joe, are you speaking of the artisan paper? You've got the navy blue? The navy blue is linen of the artisan paper, or was that Cartabella? Because I think the Cartabella paper is linen for sure. It's not smooth. And I don't use linen paper because it cracks. But I know that Tamara's artisan cardstock does not crack. Well, I haven't had an issue of it cracking. I don't know about anybody else. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and again, cut off any of my excess tape. Be sure not to cut into the paper because it'll make it crooked. I've done that before. Okay. Then I'm going to burnish it in one more time. Make sure it's all good in there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to wipe away any debris because I don't want it to get caught up in my, underneath my paper. Sorry about that. Okay. Like I keep on finding little, when I was making my album yesterday, I had a lot of, shredded paper from doing the distress tool Primas. And so now I have little itty bitty bits of paper everywhere. Okay. I lost my little, and I do this all the time. How many of y'all lose your pins all the time to these things? Every time I turn around, I've lost a pin. And it drives me nuts. I think they need to make a little pin holder that has like a magnet or something so that we don't lose it on our glue. We're almost there, ladies. Almost there. And I'm going to have to do this fairly quickly, and it's not coming out fast enough for me. Ugh, my hands are sticking. Okay. Then I just line it up. And lay it down. I'm doing a section at a time. I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to finish. I'm going to go ahead and burnish it in even more. Make sure it's nice and smooth. See how the art glitter glue, there's like no like yucky lines or anything. You can totally see the difference. I can see the lines from that express glue. I shouldn't be able to see that. So I can see the difference between, yes, glue a magnet to the side of the bottle, that would work. Hopefully it would. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm going to start slowly getting my edge there, and I started it. So I'm going to go ahead and gently, with the side of my bone folder, creep it up there, creep it up. Same thing with the other side. Creep it up there. And if you are getting any sort of hesitation where it wants to bubble up, eliminate that now before you press it up the whole way. Okay. So now we have this. Okay, so I'm going to give you these measurements really quick. And this is how I do this for all of mine. Because now your closure is going to be whatever you want it to be, okay? I'm probably going to do a ribbon closure, which I will use my seam binding ribbon. And I'm not going to completely cover this yet. I mean, I am going to do my covers, yes, but I mean decorating it. I'm not going to decorate it until I have everything um, for my kit, which should be coming very soon here. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay. But for your mats, let me see here. You're going to need 6 mats that will go inside your pages. They're going to be 5 5/8 by 5 5/8. So you'll need 6 of those. And then for your decorative paper, I'm going to write this down for you so I won't forget. That will top it, so you'll need 6 of those. You'll need 12 of the decorative paper. That will be, or patterned paper. That's the best way to put it. I don't know why I'm saying decorative paper. I mean patterned. It would be 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. That's leaving a 1/8 inch space between that and the mat. Okay, so that's that. Then for your inside cover page, you're going to need 2 of these for your inside front and inside back. So that's going to go right here. So I'm going to go ahead and give you those measurements now. That is going to be a 6 3/8 by 6 3/8. So you'll need 2 of those. And then your pattern paper. Sorry, my handwriting is awful. Is going to be, what did I say, 6 3/8? 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, so you'll need 2 with that, and 2 with that. And then for your outside, it's going to actually, your pattern paper. Why do I keep saying decorative? Can I shut up already? Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay, your pattern paper is going to be the same size, 6 3/8 by 6 3/8. Okay, so you'll need 2 of those for your covers. And then for your side, we said that this was 4. No, it's not 4 inches. This is not 4 inches. It looks like 4, but it's not. Dude, that's crazy. Let me just double check real quick. That does not look right. We definitely know that the other half is 6 3/8. So we know that this, sorry, we know that this is 6 3/8. I just don't want to give you the wrong measurements and have y'all be like, Kim, that didn't work. You wasted my paper. Okay. Let's try, I'm going to try 3 7/8. Let's see how that looks. Nope, that's too big. So it is 3 3/4. Okay, double check. Yep, it's going to be 3 3/4 by, and I'm going to write this down so I don't forget. Where'd my little thing go? 3 3/4 by 6 3/8. So that will be your outside. And if you want to decorate, although you don't really need to, if you want to cover this too, that would be the same measurement. But I normally don't cover that. So let me show you really quickly. Let me move that over there. um, how I attach my papers to my hinges and why I do what I do. So if my paper is, my hinges are a 1/2 inch, okay? I'm going to use a 3/8 inch score tape. And I'm going to put one piece on each side of my hinge, okay? And I hope y'all can see this. It leaves approximately, this doesn't even look like an 1/8, but it looks like 1/16 of an inch. Let's see. It's an 1/8, okay. So it does like 1/8 of an inch, okay? And that's where I like to have that gap. I do not push my hinge all the way down. I only do it right to the end of this tape. So I leave that 1/8 inch gap. I hope that makes sense to y'all guys. And the reason why I do that is because it will lie flat. Also, having the 1/2 inch gusset also helps. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and do. Are y'all falling asleep on me? I hope not. Okay. Burnish that in on that side. Oh, thank you, Lori. Okay, and then I'm going to burnish in this side. I make it look easy, Vesta. It doesn't feel easy while I'm creating them. Okay, sorry. I always tend to like start leaning off my chair. Bye, Barbara. See you later. Hopefully this thing's going to stay alive on me. I hope my computer does not blink out on us, guys. All I'm doing is trimming off the excess tape. I am not mitering my corners. I leave them as is. I want every bit of my page attached to the other page, so I don't miter these corners. You don't have to worry about mitering the corners because I made my hinge a little bit shorter than the actual page by 1/8 inch. So it should fit in there nice and snug. Oops, I did actually snip a little bit of that off, but that's okay. Okay, one more time. Make sure all that's burnished in. Another thing I like to do, because I've done this many, many a time, I get all my pages lined up in order that I want them in, and in the direction I need them to be in. How many times have y'all almost accidentally put a page on upside down? Has anybody ever done that? I know I have. So I'm going to get all of those ready. Okay. And what I like to do is I like to work from the last page to the front page. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how I do it. So I'm going to flip this like this, and I'm going to start removing my tape on one hinge only. And then I do add glue here. Like I said, because of Texas weather, it's driving me crazy that I lost my little pin. I'm just going to add glue where the tape is. Oops, well, I meant to anyway. If you go over, just clean it up. Okay. Then I put my hand inside where my mat's going to be. I open it up, and then I start placing this on here. Okay. And then I only push it down. I leave that 1/8 inch gap. I don't know if y'all can see what I've done. Probably not because it's like so dark. But I have a little gap between here and the actual gusset. And then I'm just going to rub that in. And I'm just going to maybe a cinch with a binding ring. You don't put the spine in first. No, I don't. I do it last. Although you could do either way. It's up to you. But I like the freedom of being able to move this around and not feel like things are in my way. And to me, the cover is hard and in my way. I'm just weird like that. Again, make sure I'm on the right thing. Kind of hard to tell when I haven't covered all my pages. Because like normally mine would be covered. That's bizarre. Okay. Then I like to take this little page and measure it up. And that's kind of how I attach them. And it looks like, hold them up. Yep. This one is a little bit crooked. To me, it looks crooked. I don't know if it's the actual page or this hinge. I'm not sure. I think that's just me. Okay. And then I just keep on going until I finished it. I have no idea how to work a cinch. I wish I did. Oops. Come on down a little bit. Oh. Okay. Okay, we're coming along, guys. And the last part is so easy. I don't even know if y'all need me to show you. It's basically you're just gonna line it up, center it, and attach the page, your whole binding to the edge. I just use tape and glue, same exact method I've been using for the whole entire time. So okay, to watch these tutorials over again, they will be on the main page, but as people post stuff on the feed, they will start to drop down. So the best thing to do is to go into the group files, and you will find a file that says videos, and you will be able to locate it there. Sorry, okay. And another thing I forgot to mention is I like to put a strip of paper in between my hinge, and my strip of paper would be 3/8 inches by, what did I say this was? 5 7/8. So 5 7/8 inches by 3/8. I'm sure I'm doing this right. Okay. But that's only if you want to have a strip of decorative paper in there. That's completely or patterned. I don't know why I'm saying decorative. Gosh, good grief. I cannot stop saying that word. Okay. Got one more hinge. Oh, thank you so much, Glenda. Okay. And this piece I haven't even put together yet, so this will be fairly easy to put on the hinge here. Actually, I think it's even harder. That's so bizarre, because I've never done this quite before without it being put together. Oh, well, y'all are making me try new things. Okay. So this is it. All you're going to do at this point is attach this here. I don't know if y'all need me to, I don't know if y'all need to see me do this, but basically all I do is put tape along this whole edge, and then I use glue, and then I center it. And then I use my bone folder to go in between each of the pages and make sure it's all burnished in so that there's no issues. So I'll go ahead and do that part. If y'all have to go, I totally understand. But I'll do this for those who want to stay and watch. I'm just going to get this little piece finished here, and then y'all can do your cover. Just so you have enough room for the outside. Oh, I don't know how to use a cinch, so Marianne may be more helpful on that than me. I don't have a clue. Thank you, guys. I just thought it would be something easy to do and sell and make quickly to sell. So, or like, let's say you know that you forgot somebody's birthday or you have a party or something to do. Then you can easily make an album at the last minute if you've got, you know, 4 hours or so, you know, of time on your hands, you know, where you could complete one fast. I have to admit, I normally do put the tape on before I put the pages on. I just forgot. So this is a little bit awkward for me. But hey, it is what it is. We're here now. Again, I'm just going to cut off any excess tape. Burnish it in. Oh, Melissa, that's awful. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful and fabulous day, ladies. And I will see y'all tomorrow for Coffee Talk, same time, 10:45 on the Coffee Talk page, Central Standard Time. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm just going to attach this now. I like to stand up and do it, so hopefully I don't mess up. Let me see, where am I at? There we go. Hold on, I'm going to move this down a little bit so I can see better. And that's it. All you do is burnish in your little spots here. Make sure they're all in there. Thank you so much, ladies, for watching too. I so appreciate it. So glad to know I wasn't all alone. Bye, ladies. Thank you. Have a wonderful and fabulous day.